My name is Ewa Porbska and I am the editor-in-chief of Architektura-murator, the most opinion-polling architectural magazine in Poland. I graduated from the architectural school in communist times, when Europe was rigidly divided and architecture in our country struggled with the growing economic crisis. I saw my extremely talented older colleagues wasting their energy and talent designing impersonal large slab housing estates. Maybe this explanation would seem too simple, but surely it was one of the reasons I decided to focus on writing and architectural critique, because I thought that I would thus have more influence and enjoy more independence. I think that my perception of the role of an architectural critic was influenced in the early stages of my career by meetings with such personalities as Ewa P, a long-time publisher of the influential magazine Architekturamurator, and a legendary founder in 1948 of the International Union of Architects, and also Peter Buchanan, at that time the deputy editor-in-chief of the Architecture Review, who still occasionally writes to our magazine, and Monika Pigeon, the long-term legendary chief of the architecture design, about whom The Independent wrote, she encouraged talented architects to submit their work and gave younger critics opportunities to extend their ideas. In later years, we maintained cordial contacts by mail. Most of these people were very critical about what they saw in Poland, but in effect of these early meetings, I realized that the realities of designing and building in a communist country were very little known abroad, and that the world criteria of evaluation were very different from the local ones. As time passes, I see ever more clearly that these meetings has shaped the way I understand the role of an architectural critic and publisher, as well as the fact that I decided one of the magazine's goals was not just to create a monthly, but an institution that would be active on the international stage. My media group Time and ZPR are one of the biggest in Poland, including radio, internet, daily, architecture, interior design and construction are only the small part of group, but it doesn't mean less important. I always try to encourage our other media to write or make programs or podcasts on architecture. Well, first of all, the Architektura-murator monthly magazine celebrated its 25th anniversary last year. As I told earlier, I decided one of the magazine's goals was not just to create a monthly, but rather an institution specialized in competitions, exhibitions, debates. In 25 years, we have published about 4,000 critical presentations of new architecture, illustrated by excellent photos, thus creating an archive of architectural structures chosen by our magazine. Also, that we have organized an important cyclical competition with guidelines and name reflecting the essence of our profession, life in architecture. So far, 3,000 building and public spaces took part in it, and I'm proud to say that this is the only Polish architectural competition in which the main prize was given by the President of the Republic of Poland. We have just initiated a next edition of this competition. We have also organized over 50 meetings and conferences, 25 competitions, 15 exhibitions, including some shown internationally. And we have received many awards, including the Minister of Culture and National Heritage Honorary Award for particular achievements in the promotion of culture, and more than 30 prizes for our graphic design. Some of awarded moving covers of Architektura-murator you have seen in this presentation. The Architektura-murator is the only such sample record of the history of architecture in our country after 1989, means after the downfall of communism. Drawing on our long-standing expertise, together with the Museum of Modern Art in Warsaw, we created a collection of models of architectural structures which strongly changes the way of thinking about architecture in Poland, indicated new trends, particular moments stood out among others, or are the record of the history. And what I perceive to be the greatest success? Well, I believe, or maybe I hope, that what we do at the magazine helps develop architectural creativity, that our aim is not just to promote, but in many situations to support, sustain, and fortify architects in their ideological search for the best solutions. That we have attempt to search for new ideas and present them to the public, as well as support talented and sensitive young architects. That we jointly have created an interesting and creative professional milieu. Where have we failed? I don't know. Many things we have surely organized ahead of time, such as competition for innovations in Polish architecture, which, as it turned out, are still scarce. But is it really important? What's important is to try and provide answers to current questions, issues, challenges, to depart from the old patterns and common ideas, to look for new forms of expression and new methods of communicating. I'm absolutely sure that architecture will be more and more visible in media, in all sections. Why? Architecture is the art of life, as confirmed by the name of our competition, Life in Architecture. And life, as we know, happens to be surprising, interesting, changeable, challenging, also professionally. Architecture forms the framework. A critic's role, in my opinion, especially in media, is not to judge, revile and shame, but to encourage, support, propagate knowledge in good faith and for social goals. That's what we do together now.